Hey, welcome to TechViews 10X. We are standing right on the edge of a massive technological revolution. And at the very heart of it, a global race with stakes so high, they're going to redefine entire economies for the next 100 years. This is the all-out sprint to build and deploy humanoid robots. A story of trillion-dollar dreams, clashing national strategies, and a direct head-to-head showdown between the world's two biggest superpowers.
So the vision here, it's almost science fiction. Elon Musk has put humanoid robots right at the center of his strategy, suggesting their potential could completely dwarf the entire electric car market. He's talking about a single company's value skyrocketing into the tens of trillions of dollars. This isn't just about a new product, it's about flipping the entire economic script.
And look, this isn't just one CEO's wild prediction. Serious market analysis is projecting a future where this industry becomes an absolute giant. We're talking a potential $9 trillion global market by 2050. A number that big isn't just a business plan, it's like a force of nature, and it explains exactly why countries are treating this like a matter of national survival.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to unpack that trillion-dollar vision. Then, we'll dive into China's major robotics offense. After that, we'll put the US and China head-to-head. We'll also look at the big bottlenecks and bubble warnings. And finally, we'll tackle that huge question about the future of work itself.
Okay, let's kick things off with that trillion-dollar vision. What are these machines really? And why is the hype around them just off the charts right now?
So at their core, we're talking about AI-powered machines that are built to look and move, well, like us. The dream is for them to handle all the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs. You know, assembling parts on a factory line, hauling luggage at a hotel, or hey, maybe one day, even folding your laundry at home. The whole point is that they're designed to operate in a world that's already built for humans.
But, turning that sci-fi dream into actual physical hardware, that is a monumental task. And while you hear a lot about Silicon Valley names like Tesla grabbing the headlines, it's actually China that has made it a national mission to not just compete, but to absolutely dominate this new world.
So why is China going all in on this? Well, it really comes down to three big things. First, they've got some real demographic pressure. An aging population and rising labor costs mean automation is becoming a necessity. Second, they're betting this is the next huge engine for economic growth. And third, let's be real, this is a new front line in the massive tech supremacy battle with the United States.
And you can really see the scale of that ambition when you look at the forecasts. Projections show that by 2050, China might not just be a big player. It could control a mind-blowing 60% of the entire global market. This isn't just about showing up. This is a clear-cut strategy for total dominance.
And this isn't just some government plan on paper. It has sparked a huge wave of activity on the ground. You've got this vibrant ecosystem of over 150 companies that has just exploded, with leaders like Unitree, UBTech, and AgiBot already shipping out thousands of units. They're turning national ambition into real hardware at a seriously impressive speed.
So all of this really sets the stage for what is probably the defining tech rivalry of our time, the race between the USA and China. And what's fascinating is that it's a clash of totally different approaches, different strengths, and different national goals.
Okay, so how do these two giants stack up? Right now, the US has a major edge in the brains of the operation, the super sophisticated AI and the complex algorithms that make these robots smart. The American approach, which you see with companies like Tesla, is all about vertical integration. Think of it like Apple. They want to control everything. The chip design, the software, the final assembly. The goal is a perfectly seamless, high-performance machine. Now, China's playing a different game. They are flexing their incredible manufacturing muscles. Their huge, established supply chains give them a massive leg up on speed and cost, and it's all being boosted by direct government money and a crystal-clear national mission to win.
As we watch this incredible race play out, it is so clear that AI and automation aren't just some thing of the future anymore. They are changing how business gets done right now. And if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, that can feel, well, a little overwhelming, right? How do you even keep up? That is exactly where TechViews10x.com comes in. We give you the practical guides and the AI tools to not just survive in this new world, but to actually use it to your advantage, to start that new business you've been dreaming of, or to grow the one you already have. If you want to put the power of AI to work for your own success, you should definitely visit TechViews10x.com.
Okay, but for all the hype and all the slick demo videos you see online, the road to actually getting a robot in every factory is, well, it's full of roadblocks. In fact, there's some serious warnings that the whole industry might be getting way ahead of itself.
I mean, the industry is up against a whole wall of challenges. For starters, China is still super dependent on US chips from companies like NVIDIA.
For everybody, the production costs are just astronomical right now. And then there are the tech problems, which are just mind-bendingly complex. I mean, just try to replicate the dexterity of a human hand. It is incredibly difficult. Throw in a maze of regulations that don't even exist yet, and you've got the perfect recipe for a potential investment.
Just look at the price tag. That alone tells you how far we have to go. Today's prototypes can cost anywhere from 150 grand to $500,000 for one. For these things to make any economic sense, that price has to plummet down to the $20,000 to $50,000 range. The goal really is to get them cheap enough to actually compete with what it costs to hire a person. And closing that gap, that's the whole ballgame.
And it's exactly this gap, this chasm between the slick demos and the current reality that has experts really worried. Andreas Brockel from the Horvath consultancy nails it when he warns that the polished videos create this perception of what the robots can do that's way ahead of the actual tech. He says, and I'm quoting here, "This gap between perception and reality increases the risk of an investment bubble." In other words, the hype might be writing checks the technology can't cash just yet.
So let's say they solve all these huge problems. What does the future actually look like? What's the real timeline here? And what does it all mean for the human workforce? Things are moving, and they're moving fast. China is already aiming for some early mass production by 2026. By 2027, some of their biggest companies want to be building over 10,000 of these things. But the real shift, widespread adoption in our homes and daily lives, that's still looking like it's post-2040. Now, that might sound like a long way off, but the decisions being made today are literally building the foundation for that world.
And all of this leads us to the biggest question of all, the one that sits at the very heart of this entire revolution. As these incredible machines finally walk out of the research labs and into our world, what does that mean for us? Are we watching the beginning of the end for human labor? Or are we about to start a brand new chapter of human-robot teamwork?
The answer we find to that question is going to define our century. Hey, thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. If you want to stay on top of the tech that's shaping our world, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.